Welcome guys to the Meet Damien channel. Let's go ahead and smash that like button because it looks like altcoin season starting up here soon, guys. We see Ethereum currently trading at, and yeah, I'm gonna have to try to see if I can reestablish my my internet and my music here. Let's see. Let's get the music back up and running again here. Always something, huh? I see the numbers are moving here on the trading view chart here. Let me just double check my internet connection here. Always gotta be something, I swear. And it says I am connected. All right. It says I am connected. All right. Sorry about that. Let's see if we get the music back up and running here. But wow, way to kill my stream there, guys. My internet connection, my VPN was messing me up here. Give me a sound check. How can you guys hear me here on YouTube? Just want to double check. Can you guys hear me here? I can hear myself just now here. Yeah, where's my music? Do I have to restart this all over again? There we go. I think we got the music pumping back up again. That was my copyright-free music that I use to keep the stream going here and keep it a little bit lively. But yeah, let me finish up my analysis here on Ethereum. You know, I think Ethereum could get up to $3,500 before it gets rejected, and if it does get rejected, it's probably going to come right back to this golden pocket level here at $3,100 Ethereum, right above. I think now the bulls are ready to defend the $3,000 level, so I'm expecting Ethereum to stay at 3,000 or above 3,000, at least for the foreseeable future here, in the near-term future here. But if Ethereum does make a steeper retracement, we could come down to this 0.5 retracement level, which is sitting at $2,700 Ethereum. Okay, if we lose 3,000, we might come down another 10% and go down to $2,700 Ethereum. All right, moving on to some of these other charts I want to take a look at. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin dominance, because this is the chart that's going to help us figure out if we are getting an altcoin season. Okay. And right now, I'm looking at Bitcoin dominance is currently trading at 62.99% of the total market cap belongs to Bitcoin right now. Okay, but it's dropping, and it's dropping like a rock. It's doing the same thing that it did here back in May. You remember May kind of felt like almost like an altcoin season a little bit? Well, if you feel like we're getting an altcoin season right now, you wouldn't be wrong, because the Bitcoin dominance is dropping. We saw the Bitcoin dominance at like 65%. A couple of weeks ago, in the beginning of July here, and now we're seeing the Bitcoin dominance coming down to this 200-day moving average. When we get to this 200-day moving average and we go below it, that 200-day moving average is sitting at 62.4% of Bitcoin dominance. If we can get below that 200-day moving average, then I for sure will declare it a altcoin season, that we are in altcoin season, and Bitcoin is losing its market cap dominance to the altcoins. Okay, last time we seen the Bitcoin dominance go below the 200-day moving average was back here in like November, towards the end of November, going into the beginning of December. And do you guys remember what it felt like then? Towards the beginning of December, it felt like an altcoin season, right? December of 2024. We might see that happen. Jeez, I mean, we might see that happen towards the end of July and going into August. And I think one of the main reasons why the market's getting bullish is because of the stablecoin bill that just passed, and the other, what was it, the Genius Act and the Clarity Act. Those bills are passing, and they're going to probably get signed by Donald Trump in the next few days here. So a lot of good news for crypto investors here. And then also this week is Crypto Week. There's a big event going on. It goes on like almost every year around this time. I think last year Donald Trump was at the the Crypto Week Bitcoin conference while he was on the road looking for people's votes here. But the good thing about Donald Trump is that he actually is a man of his word, and he's very involved in the crypto space. And I'm pretty sure that once that bill gets on his desk, he's going to sign it into law, and then we'll have more good things coming into the cryptocurrency world. So I think that's the reason why we're getting this altcoin season, mainly because of those stablecoin bills and the bills that are being passed in Congress right now. You know, I know it's a worldwide asset. These cryptocurrencies are worldwide assets, but the United States getting involved and passing regulatory clarification on the rules definitely helps, because most of the money is in the United States, and now the banks in the United States can get more involved with crypto, and they can start handling and managing the money here. All right, I see I got some requests here. I'll get to your requests more about Filecoin. Bob Sin is saying there's a dump watch, and we're waiting for the possible dump to happen. If it does, that means we can just buy the dip, right? And then J28 says no need for all those indicators. Yeah, I normally don't have all those indicators on there, but I do if I need them. I can pull them up and pull them off, right? But I just pull it up real quick because I want to show the RSI on Ethereum. But yeah, I can always adjust it, delete it, get rid of some of these indicators. These indicators are helpful. I do use them when I'm day trading. But if it's a little bit too much, I get it. I understand. It's being about a little bit too much. I gotta turn the AC on real quick here. Give me a second here, guys. Literally 2 seconds. Don't think that I'm leaving you guys for too long. I just gotta adjust the thermostat here. And I'm still here. Alright. So now that we looked at market cap dominance and we get the idea that altcoin season could probably be starting up soon here, especially if we get below that 200-day moving average. I do want to look at US dollar tether dominance, and then I'll start looking at your requests here. We're going to look at the tether dominance and see what that's doing right now. So we're looking at tether dominance, currently at 4.25% right now. Down 2% today. And all this is showing, right? When tether dominance gets really high, that means we're having a lot of people that are scared, a lot of fear in the market. You know, back here in April, remember what it felt like during those the tariff scare before Donald Trump did the 90-day pause on tariffs? You know, people were scared and they weren't sure what they were going to do with their money, so they went into cash and they went into tether. Okay? But ever since they did the pause on tariffs, we've been coming down on US dollar tether dominance. Let me just get rid of the moving averages here. We've been coming down on the tether dominance, making a lower high here. And now looks like the trend is still going to continue down. I do have a level that I highlighted here, 3.74%. Seems to be a level that we were at back in December of last year. If we can get back down to 3.74%, that might be the top of the market once we actually get down to that level. And who knows, maybe that happens in August or September. But I am eyeballing this level. It doesn't mean that we can't go lower. If we go lower, that's even better. That means more money is going into cryptocurrencies, right? But this is a level that I've seen, you know, back here in March of 2024 was the same level, in December of 2024, and then back here in April of 2022. Okay, this is a level to be looking out for on the tether dominance chart here, and we haven't quite reached it yet. But when we reach it, I'm gonna be considering selling some of my altcoins and some of my crypto, because what that signifies is if we get down to like 3% or 2% on tether dominance, that means most money is already in cryptocurrencies, and there's not that many dollars left to go into it, or at least not that much tether to go into it. So that could be a good time to actually start considering clicking the sell button on your altcoins and cryptos. We haven't reached that moment yet, but I am looking for us, and I got that level highlighted, 3.74%. Seems to be a level to be watching out for here, okay? Because that's also the same time where, like back here in December, where we topped out on Bitcoin and altcoins. Same thing here and towards the end of January of 2025. That is a level that I am watching for. Okay, so be on the lookout for that level. We're getting close to it. We're heading towards it, and it might happen sometime in I think, you know, maybe August or September. Actually, not August. Maybe like September or October, which is when I'm expecting altcoin season to be in full gear. And also, I'm expecting maybe around like October, November, December to be like a top in the cryptocurrency market, in my opinion. Okay, but just my opinion, not financial advice. Anything can happen. I'll just throw in the moving averages real quick here, see what that does. You see that we're below all the moving averages on the tether dominance as well. So this is another reason why I think altcoin season is starting up again, because now people are taking their tether and they're putting into something that's going to make them money. Seems like you just throw darts on the dartboard right now, and your altcoin is going to do all right. And when that happens, when the money gets to be too easy, that's when it probably means it's time to get out. But yeah, that's tether dominance in a nutshell. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Filecoin, right? And then let me see, do I have any other requests? I think that's the only request as of now. And I see John 316's in the chat on my YouTube stream here. And you were wondering if I think we're in altcoin season and are we bullish? I think we are bullish for now. We might get a slight pullback, but I'm not sure when that pullback's gonna happen. But I know it's getting ready for it. But hopefully that pullback is not as steep and drastic as the pullback that we got back in February and March of this year. All right, Filecoin on Coinbase. Let's take a look at Filecoin. We're currently trading at $2.71 here for Filecoin. And we're up about 2.49% today. I see your request, Derek. I'll get to your request on CRV. Thank you for that request. So I have done previous chart work on Filecoin. You can see that we had like a falling wedge here. Filecoin has seen higher prices back in December, and we've been falling, and the falling wedge usually breaks out to the upside. We did not have a vigorous breakout to the upside, but I did measure that if we were to break out to the upside, that the measured move was like $7.21 is where this thing could go back up to. Okay, and all I did was I just took this measured move, right? I took the impulse move from November going into January and December. Okay, and I take that measured move and I put it to like where we could break out, like right over here. And that says that we could get up to like $7 Filecoin. But Filecoin did break out to the upside, but it was very weak. Very weak. And we actually came down and we made another lower low here on June 22nd. So, not good. Not good. You're still making low highs, lower lows. And what we want to see is we want to see higher highs and higher lows. Now, the last high that we need to get above is this high back here on June 11th, where we saw Filecoin as high as $2.77. And right now we're threatening to get up to $2.77, but we haven't really hit it yet. We actually have this 100-day moving average, which is probably acting as resistance right now at $2.73. Get above that 100-day moving average, and then also get above this high over here back in June. And I will say that we can start to be bullish and excited about Filecoin. And then the next thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get above some of these other highs here, right? But we then want to see us try to get above this 200-day moving average, which is sitting at $3.20 right now. I think that's going to be your next take profit target. If you're in this coin right now, you should be targeting $3.20 as a area that you should be clicking the sell button on your Filecoin, because we could get rejected and come right back down before going back up again. You know, if you're in it for the long term, then you're just going to hang on tight. But if you're in this for the short term, if you're swing trading this, then you should probably try to consider selling this at $3.20. But just that's my opinion, not financial advice. So you can do whatever you want. But I think $3.20 is where this thing might get rejected. Filecoin scaring you. Why is Filecoin scaring you, Mar? And John, I see your request there. You want me to take a look at CRO? I'll do that for you. We're actually going to look at CRV because Derek requested that, and then we'll go right into CRO. All right, let's move on to CRV. We're currently looking at CRV right now, trading at 91 cents. Up 20% today. Wow. Okay. Okay, CRV curve. We see you. We see you. And you had a pretty good week so far. Even last week was pretty good for CRV. Very interesting. So what do you want me to do with this chart? This thing has gone above its previous highs here. That's good to see. Last previous high was May 23rd, where we saw this thing trading as high as 86 cents. You've clearly done that. Let's see. Today you went as high as 94 cents. So you got your impulse move here. And I'm not sure what else to do with this thing besides maybe look at some previous chart history to see, where the rejection levels might be. Right now you're currently trading around this area at 90 cents. You might get rejected at $1.06, probably $1 psychological target as well. But going back to CRV, if I quickly do a Fibonacci analysis on this thing, then we can figure out how far down it could go if it starts going down on us and losing the momentum here. If it's a shallow pullback, it might come down to a 0.786 retracement at 85 cents, which is, wow, only 5 cents away. A more likely pullback level would be this 0.618 level at 77 cents is where this thing could come down. But if it's a steeper pullback, then you got the 0.5 and the 0.382. This thing could come down to 72 cents or 67 cents, somewhere in this area. I would advise you guys to get used to doing Fibonacci analysis, and you could just draw it out from the top here at 94 cents down to the bottom here at like 49 cents, and you'll get these Fibonacci levels here to look at as levels that this thing could come down to. Usually with Fibonacci, I look to see if there's any moving averages that are confluent with the price levels on the Fibonacci, and right now there's not really that many moving averages besides like maybe the 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average sitting at like 62 cents, which is confluent with the 0.236 level. I don't know if we're gonna get that steep of a pullback, but if it does, it wouldn't surprise me because you got your moving averages that could act as support as well around that area. But if this thing continues being bullish, then we got the 127 fib extension level at $1.06, which I've already mentioned, right? I said that I could see us topping out at $1.06 because that's a price level where we were trading sideways back in December of 2024. And then you got the 1618 level at $1.22, which is, probably a level here back in December where we were topping out near $1.20, $1.22. So those are your price levels going forward if this thing continues being bullish. The 1272 at $1.06 and the 1618 at $1.22. Alrighty, let's take a look at CRO. Oh, I see Joe's in the chat. Good to see you, Joe. Trade Intuition. I'll do a quick shout out for you, Joe. Let me finish up here talking about Kronos, and then we'll take a look at your channel here. All right, Kronos currently trading at almost 11 cents here, up 1.22% today, and yeah. Kronos, I already eyeballed the level here. 11 cents is where I think this game could get rejected. And it looks like we actually came up to, on Monday, we came up to almost 12 cents on Kronos. So we came above this 11 cent level. But I did highlight 11 cents, mainly because I saw some candlewick tops here, right? Like back here in May 10th here, we came up to 11 cents. Also here on March 24th here, we came up to 11 cents, and we kept getting rejected. Anytime you see like these long wicks, right? These long wicks are like a lot of selling pressure. So somebody keeps clicking the sell button every time we get to 11 cents, but now we're threatening to get up to 11 cents and actually stay at 11 cents. You know, where could Kronos go next, right? I'll quickly do a Fibonacci retracement level. And I know Joe's in the chat, and I know Joe does his fibs a little bit differently. I'm going to show you, Joe, why I do a Fibonacci like this, okay? When I start from the top to the bottom, right? By doing it that way, I'm able to get the 1618 and the 1272 level above us, which is the fib extension levels that I look for. So when I do it from top to bottom, right, it allows me to get the fib extensions going that way. I mean, I guess I could, if I did it the way that you do it, Joe, right? Let me just, you know, measure from the bottom to the top, right? You could do it that way, Joe, right? With the fib extensions are now going to be below you, and you get the 1618 below you, okay? Now, this would be good if you're looking for a short, and you're trying to figure out, you know, how far down this thing could go for a short. But, yeah, I just wanted to quickly tell you that I measure from top to bottom when I do Fibonacci, especially when I'm trying to look for a long, because then I can figure out where the fib extension levels might be for an asset that I'm currently trying to trade. Anyways, going back to Kronos here, we are coming up on the 0.786 retracement level, measuring from the top here at 12 cents down to the bottom here at like 8 cents. And we're currently at a 786 retracement, so I'm expecting Kronos to probably go sideways as we approach 11 cents before we try to make an impulse move up to 12 cents here. But if we get past 12 cents, then the next target is going to be the 1272 at 13 cents, and then the next target after that is going to be basically 14 cents. All right, so this thing easy enough to remember. After you get past 11, you'll go to 12. After 12, 13 comes 14 cents after that. But we do have a 2618 that says this thing could get up to a nice juicy target of like 18 cents in the future. And of course, if you get up to that level, then I would consider clicking the sell button here, okay? Because you probably most likely have doubled your money if you're already in the trade right now. But here on the, you know, if we do come down and do a shallow pullback, I think we could come right back down to the 0.618 retracement all over again. This is the golden pocket level, which is at 10 cents, which is kind of like where we're at right now. All right, 10 cents, probably a good area for you to scoop up some cheaper Kronos if you're trying to scoop up some more of this asset here. Let me see, Joe's in the chat here. What are you saying? Negative 1618 would put fill level on top as a target. I'd pull from bottom to top to see where the price may retrace to, looking for a possible level for a bounce, then negative 168 or a support resistance level for target. Yeah, I measure my fibs going top to bottom because it gives me my extension levels on top of me if I'm in a long, and I'll do the other way. I'll go from, you know, bottom to top if I'm looking for a short, and I'm trying to figure out, you know, how far the short could go down. All right, let's see. Derek says, "Yeah, boy." And you're asking me, where do I see a pullback? Are you talking about CRV? I think I already talked about where I could see CRV go down to. And you're welcome, Derek. You're welcome. Guys, I'm doing a live stream on both TikTok and YouTube. Okay, doing it all multitasking here. But there is another YouTube streamer who goes live almost every day here, and I want to show you guys my friend Joe here, his YouTube channel. Let's get into YouTube here real quick. So if you guys look up Trade Intuition, I think he's also on our representation. Hey, what is this? I was looking at Meet Kevin earlier today. Yeah, Trade Intuition. Guys want to check his videos out, his live stream. He just went live about a few hours ago. Check out Joe. He's got some good some good analysis on these coins here. If you were looking for you know, some live streams earlier in the day, I think Joe usually goes live between 12 o'clock Eastern time, Monday through Friday, and you can catch him at 4 p.m. Eastern time as well. And he also has some good music too. And he also makes his own music too. But yeah, check out Joe. This is Joe, his YouTube shorts. He also has a TikTok as well. Let me go into my TikTok real quick here. Yeah, there's me. You can see I'm live right now on TikTok. And let me see if I can find Joe here. You guys type in trade intuition. If my internet starts working. Oh, I have 2 accounts here. I'm not sure which one is a trade intuition that I'm looking for. That's I don't think that's his current channel right now that he's promoting. Must be this one. But he's trying to build up his followers. Let's see if we can get some more followers for Trade Intuition so he can go live on TikTok as well, just like myself here. Currently he's at 242 followers. Let's try to get a few more followers for him. Appreciate you guys if you do that. Check out his videos. And if you guys start showing some support for Joe on TikTok, I'm pretty sure he'll crank out some more videos for you on TikTok as well. All right. So that was, we just went over Chronos. I gave my shout out to Joe. Appreciate you coming out to the chat, coming out to the live stream here, Joe. And yeah, let's see what do we got here for my TikTok guys. Oh yeah, we gotta take a look at Bonk. Bonk is flying. I know Bonk's been doing pretty well, but let's see, is it still doing some craziness here? Let's take a look at Bonk. I'm gonna have to get rid of this. I don't think this is applicable anymore, but we have Bonk currently up 26%. Wow. Okay, people making money with this asset, huh? This thing's trading at 3,750. And you can see we have ungodly green candles here, left and right here. So far a good week and a good weekend for Bonk. Looking at I guess Saturday was when we started getting the continuation of the move up to higher prices here. This thing was up 12% on Saturday, then up for a modest 4% on Sunday, and 2% on Monday. But then yesterday we caught some bids here up 10%, and today we're going bonkers here on Bonk, up 26%. Clearly above all the moving averages on the daily time frame here. And now we have to kind of look at, you know, what are the previous price action levels that we're at on Bonk where we might get some resistance. I think currently right now the level that we're at is acting as resistance, this 3,700 level. I have done previous Fibonacci analysis on Bonk, where we saw Bonk get as high as like 5,800, around that level there. Oh, 5,900 on November 20th. Yeah, right around my birthday. Yeah. So with that being said, we're currently only at the 0.5 retracement level, but if we continue going up to higher prices here, I do see Bonk probably getting some resistance at 4,200, which is where the 618 retracement's at. And also you got some sideways price action at this level. Then after that, we would then try to see if we can push Bonk up to 4,900, which is where the 0.786 retracement level is sitting at. And you got some sideways trading action here around November of last year at that level. But yeah, I think Bonk could still move up higher here. You know, just getting up to the 618 level, you're looking at like a 14% move up on Bonk. And then if we can get up to the 786 level, you're looking at like another 33% increase in Bonk's price. But there's not really much I can do with Bonk being up this high right now. All I can say is it's most likely overheated and overbought, and it's probably going to come down. If we do come down, if this is the top for Bonk right now, then we could quickly draw a Fibonacci level here. And a shallow pullback would take us down to 3,300 on bonk. But most likely it will pull down to the 0.618 at 2,892. Those would be some levels I'd be looking for if you're trying to scoop up some cheaper bonk here. But, you know, with this Fibonacci that I just pulled up, I mean, the upside targets, look at this. It's still, you got that 1,272 level saying this thing can get up to like 4,500. And then the 1,618 saying this thing can get up to like 5,300. Now my screen's going to get a little bit cluttered here, right? But I'm going to pull up the RSI, see what the RSI is showing here on the daily time frame. And the RSI on bonk, look at that, right? Anytime you're above 70, you're overbought. Right now, you're at 84 on the RSI. Bonk is overbought, overheated, dangerous. You're in danger territory. It's more likely that this thing will go sideways or go down rather than going up. But you would need a lot more money pouring into bonk right now to get this thing to go up to higher prices because you're already considered overbought right now on bonk. So I'd be very careful. I would not be trying to chase this move up on bonk. Stochastic RSI is also pretty high. And I got market cipher B. You had a green buy dot on June 24th saying that you should have bought bonk around there and you would have got it for like 1,300 or like 1,400. And right now you almost tripled from that area. You definitely did a double since then. But with market cipher B, you know, you get a green dot, red dot. Red dot usually tells you when it's a good day to sell. Green dot tells you when it's a good day to buy. What comes after green dot comes a red dot. We're just waiting for a red dot on market cipher B. We're waiting for that red dot to show up, and if it does, that's when you know, like, okay, time to get out of bonk or consider booking your profits because, yeah, usually when the red dot comes in, that's a good time to get out of the asset, okay? Like, I'll just try to show you some previous chart work here. Some previous history on bonk. Last time we had a red dot, or actually a couple of red dots ago, around May 25th here. You got the red dot, and then look what happened. You got another red candle here, a green candle, but then more red candles that came after that. So market cipher B is kind of like a cheat sheet that tells you when's a good day to sell and get out and book your profits. Okay? Then you had a green dot here on June 8th, but that was followed by another red dot here on June 13th. And then look, after June 13th, you got red, you got a green candle, then more red, then green candle, and then more red. And then finally, June 24th was when you got the green dot that says, all right, things are looking good for us to go back up again on bonk here. So market cipher B is pretty useful. It's like a cheat sheet, especially on the daily time frame. I like using it just to figure out, you know, are we gonna have a good week next week or a bad week in that asset? Let's see. Oh, okay, that's what happened, Joe. One of your accounts got locked up. Okay, and then let's see. Bonk been going nuts. Some coins will pump, some will move slow, but most important to understand, we will miss trades, we will miss moves. Don't FOMO. Yeah, you know, I probably could have had a better day trading, Joe, if I stayed in some of my assets here. But I actually was happy that I actually booked some profits. I had a profitable day. But yeah, I feel like I missed out on Ethereum going up a little bit higher, and you know, Solana also went up a little bit higher than where I sold it, but not too far high. Let's see what Solana's doing. I think Solana went to like 176 bucks, and I sold it at 173. Yeah, so I'm not a perfect trader either. But yeah, I could have stayed in the trade on the Solana trade, made a little extra money, but I sold at 173 bucks. I also have spot bags on Solana. So we're currently looking at Solana right now, trading at $174.61. I have a Fibonacci analysis on this bad boy here that shows us topping out here at 187 bucks on May 23rd, and I took this down to the swing low at 126 bucks on June 22nd. And it gives me these Fibonacci levels to look out for, and you can see that right now Solana is contending up against the 0.76 retracement at $174. Currently where we're at right now. We're at that blue level here. I'm expecting Solana to go sideways in the next few days here. I would be pleasantly surprised if it just continues going up to 187 bucks, but I think we need a cool down on Solana. Let's take a look at the RSI. RSI will normally tell us if we need a cool down or not. Right now, Solana's RSI is at 68, so we're close to being overbought, but not really. We might actually hit like 108 bucks in Solana later on tonight or tomorrow. And then Solana would be at overbought territory in the 70s on the RSI. And then I would expect Solana probably maybe continues being a little bit overbought. Maybe we actually get up to like 187 or $190 later on this week. I am flirting with the idea of getting back into the Solana trade again, but I am looking for a pullback. And I'm wondering if that pullback is going to happen tonight. Or, yeah, we'll see. But let's get into like the 50-minute chart, see what the Solana's looking like on the 15-minute here. Let me just make sure that's locked up, and it is. Okay, good. So yeah, Solana, like I said, you know, once we get to that blue line, just flirting at the 786 retracement, we're just flirting with it. If we lose it, we could come back down to this orange line here at the $166 Solana, which is where we were sideways trading at for the most part earlier this morning. Okay. So I'm on the lookout for a pullback. If I see a pullback in Solana, I myself will probably get back into a Solana trade all over again. Let me go back into the daily chart here. Daily chart, and I'm going to pull the moving averages for Solana. And I'm going to just hide this thing for now. You can see that we're above the 200-day moving average on Solana, sitting at $163. That's good to see. Looks like we're finally going to get a close above the 200-day moving average. And that's going to signify to a lot of professional investors and trading bots out there that they can be bullish on Solana. And I wouldn't be surprised if Solana goes up to like $200 later on this month, going into August. Right? Let me go ahead and pull the Fibonacci here. And, you know, if Solana does continue being bullish, like we have a 1618 that says we could get up to $225 Solana as the next target. I think that's actually Porky's target too. I remember Porky saying that he was looking for $220 as well. And then we got a 2618 that says we can see $286 Solana. I'm not sure when that's going to happen, but I would expect that probably in 2025 at some point. But those are my two upside targets on Solana if we continue being bullish here. Actually, I have three upside targets. $187 all over again, then $225. And then the third target is going to be $286. And we'll just have to see how it goes. We'll see if Solana actually wants to do that or not. All right. Let's see what we got for requests here. We got Edzilla asking about NCT. And then Edzilla, you're asking me what indicator am I looking at? So the one with the rainbow colors here, you know, the red, green, orange, and blue. This is the Fibonacci analysis retracement tool, which if you go on TradingView here or some of your other trading platforms, you just click over here to the left. It's like the third tool down, and then right here, you click on Fib retracement, and then you can draw out, you know, whatever Fib, you know, level you want to make here. But I do have a video. I do have a video about the Fibonacci and how to use it and how to trade with it on YouTube. I have to go back to my YouTube channel here again. But yeah, if you go into like the video section, if you go to the Meet Damien YouTube channel, go to where the videos are at, and then you'll see a video here on how to use the Fibonacci tool on TradingView. It's a good tutorial video there. And then I also have another tool here that I use, the volume range visual profile indicator. That's another good tutorial video. And if you're really brand new to the charts here and you want to know how to read a candlestick chart, how to read the RSI, MACD, and the stochastic RSI, then you probably want to look at this other video here, how to read a candlestick chart. That's also on my YouTube channel as well. I think I had them on a couple of them on my TikTok. I have a couple of those videos on my TikTok, but it's all buried in there. Like, there's no way for me to organize it. I can organize it better here on YouTube. But yeah, go check out my YouTube channel, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. See if we can get me up to 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel here, so I can monetize this channel finally. All right, let's see. We gotta look at NCT, right? Yeah, you asked me for NCT. Let's take a look at it. Polyswarm. Get rid of that for now. Polyswarm currently trading at 2 cents. Not really doing much of anything today, but you're up 0.78%. Polyswarm, if you continue being bullish here, I would expect you to get rejected off that 200-day moving average at 2.5 cents, roughly, that area. I can see we're in an uptrend on Polytrend. Let's see if you can just maintain that uptrend as best as you can. If not, then maybe we might have to consider, you know, being a little bit less bullish if we start losing this uptrend. But I would like to see us continue on this uptrend and get up to that 200-day moving average for Polyswarm here. Obviously, this asset has seen better days here as I zoom out. Wow, back in like January of this year, we saw this thing at like 11 cents before it you know, petered out, and ugh. But I do like the fact that you are making higher lows here. I can see that on the chart already. Like here on June 23rd, was your lowest low was $0.016 cents, and then we had another low here on April at like 0.014 cents. So you technically did make a higher low. So that uptrend is still intact. But what I don't like is you're not making higher highs than the previous highs here, except for like here. You did get past that, so that's good. But I want to see us get past this other high here, this candle wick high on May 11th, where we saw this thing as high as like 0.028 pennies. Let's try to aim for that. Get past the 200-day moving average at 2.5 cents here, and then try to get up to like 3 cents so you can get above this candle wick here. And then I would say, yeah, you can definitely be very bullish on Polyswarm. But I'll quickly do another Fibonacci analysis on this. Let's see what the fib levels are saying here. From the top to the bottom, I'll put that to the swing low right there. Okay, so we have a 786 retracement probably coming up on deck here at roughly 0.024 pennies. And then we also are coming up, probably going to butt our heads up against this 618 retracement at 0.022 pennies. I think we might have actually done that today, actually. Yeah, we came up to 0.0227. So just keep doing what you're doing. Keep getting those bids coming in on NCT, and I think you'll be quite all right. If you do lose your momentum, you might come out down to the 236 retracement at 2 pennies, and that would put you right down here near the 50-day moving average, which could act as support. And then maybe that ends up being just a higher low before you go up to higher prices here. Yeah, it's always a battle trying to get those profits in, Joe. Hey, let's take a look at my AI16Z trade. See if I'm still in it or not. I think I might have got stopped out. Yeah, I'm just barely in profit here on this one. Ooh, let's see. So, Joe, you were asking about, the leverage, and let's see if we can get myself back into a trade here on Mexi Exchange for AI16Z. Let's see, what is this thing? What is this thing doing? We're at the 0.193. I got a little bit of AI16Z in there. I think I want to start with a new trade though. I don't even have to do a live trade. I just want to show you, Joe, like how I was trading Bitcoin yesterday, because you asked me about that 100x leverage. Let's see. Oh, looks like Bitcoin actually came down too. So Bitcoin currently trading at $118,661. On the leverage here, I have 100x leverage. I can go crazy. I could go with 500x leverage, but I wouldn't do that. I think 100x leverage is good enough. Okay, but I just want to show Joe here how I was trading Bitcoin yesterday, because he was asking me about that, the 100x leverage. So yeah, here on Mexi Exchange, I think I put the margin somewhere between like 50 to 100 bucks here on the margin. See right there, I got my margin at $22 right here. I can do a little bit more than that. We got like $50 margin right there. I think I might bring that up to about $100, because that's what I was using yesterday, right? So with a $100 margin there, I can do my take profit, and stop loss. And I usually put the stop loss about $500 below the Bitcoin price that I'm trying to enter at, or somewhere between 500 to 1,000. So usually I'll start with a stop loss first, put it at like $118,000. And it's saying that my estimated loss would be about $53, even though I'm using about $100 of margin. And then my take profit target on Bitcoin, let's say if we get right back up to $123,000 all over again, I would make $377 on that trade. So I'm risking $53, right, on my stop loss to try and make $377 on my take profit target here with Bitcoin. I don't think Bitcoin's going to go to $123,000 anytime soon here before this trade actually starts cooking. I would probably just look for the high for the day. We kind of came down on Bitcoin already, but I think we topped out here on Bitcoin at what, $120,000 Bitcoin? Is that really the case here? Did we see 120? Yeah, we did. All right, so yeah, I'll just put my take profit target as 120. See what that gives me for a profit. So I would have a P&L of about 120 bucks if this trade actually starts cooking and starts heading in that direction. And then once I get in the trade, I can actually move the stop loss back to break even once it starts, cooking and gets a little bit further away. But I usually keep the stop loss about $500 away from wherever the current price of Bitcoin's currently trading at. Even while I'm in the trade, I'll keep it about $500 below the current price. Because Bitcoin can move. It can move, $200, $300 in less than 15 minutes, to be honest. I could do it in 15 minutes or less. But yeah, that's trading on Mexi right there. It's a cryptocurrency exchange I like to use. I'm gonna see if maybe Mexi will give me some affiliate codes here, and then I can start sending some links here so you guys can come join the Mexi exchange. But right now I don't have any affiliate codes. But yeah, Mexi, great exchange. Right now the trading fees are $0. They want people to trade right now on Mexi exchange. They got some of the lowest fees in the market. Might want to check them out. Well, I hope that helps explain how I get into my trades here with 100x leverage on Bitcoin. I hope you're able to take something away from that, Joe. Bannon says, reduce leverage to give your trade more space to breathe. Yeah, I don't do 100x leverages unless I'm fully convicted that I caught the bottom or the top on whatever trade I'm trying to do. Usually I'll do like 20x leverage or less than 20x on most trades that I do. But 100x leverage is like I'm fully convinced that I caught the bottom or I caught like a higher low, and I think I can push the trade to higher prices if I'm in the long, or push it down to lower prices if I'm on a short. But yeah, I'm actually trying to keep this stream short and sweet here. I do have to do some errands here. I have to go grocery shopping. I haven't done any grocery shopping this week. But yeah, I think I'm gonna close out this stream here, guys. I don't see any more. I think I've done all the requests so far. We'll go back and we'll finish off on Bitcoin. Yeah, Mark says man's gotta eat. Yeah, I do have some food in my fridge. It's just, it's not the healthiest food, and I don't want, you know, to be eating snacks all the time. So yeah, I actually do have to do some errands here, grocery shopping. But yeah, let's go ahead and finish off on Bitcoin. Let's see what Bitcoin is doing. Bitcoin currently trading at $118,688 here. Comfortably above all the moving averages here. I believe we are still overbought. Are we still overbought? Daily time frame is saying that the RSI is at 69.4, so we're close to being overbought. We were overbought on Bitcoin on Monday when it was at 75 on the RSI, and we did have a red dot that came out today. Sounds like Bitcoin wants to go down rather than go up. If Bitcoin goes down, hopefully it doesn't bring the rest of the market down with it. I think it's time for the altcoins to show us what they can do here and actually try to go up even when Bitcoin's going down. But if Bitcoin does come down, we do have a 21 EMA, which is most likely where we'll come down to, and that's sitting at $111,500 Bitcoin. I see that the buying pressure is starting to die down on Bitcoin as well. We're getting light green candles, so we might have seen the rally so far here. And of course, the market cipher B is showing that red dot came in today. We still got about 55 more minutes left before this candle closes on Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is still squeaking a gain here, up $800 today and up 0.7%. Let's go into the 15-minute chart, see what the 15-minute chart's looking like, and then I'll probably look at the 5-minute chart if possible. Yeah, if Bitcoin coming down for the rest of the night here, we could see Bitcoin come down to that 200-day moving average at $118,000. Probably be a better area to buy Bitcoin if you're day trading it. We might even get support right here at the 50-day moving average, sitting at 118,578, which is currently where we're at right now. So let's see. We'll look at 5-minute chart. 5-minute chart. Yeah, 5-minute chart. We lost the 200 MA. Usually, when we lose the 200 MA on the 5-minute chart, I have to be bearish on that asset. So I am going to start being bearish on Bitcoin. And when I say bearish, I mean like probably for now, like probably for tonight, I'll be bearish. You know, Bitcoin might need to come down a little bit lower. This could always do a quick U-turn on us and then flip bullish again. And if it gets above that 200-day moving average, then I have to be back to being bullish again on Bitcoin. Right now, that 200 moving average is at $119,000 on the 5-minute time frame. So Bitcoin back at $119,000, I can be bullish and look for longs on my day trades here for Bitcoin. And of course, if we're below the 200 MA on the 5-minute, then we're probably most likely below the 200 MA on the 1-minute. Yeah, and we are. We lost that around like 6 o'clock. As soon as I went live, price of Bitcoin went down. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry I did that to you guys. Maybe when I get off the live stream, the price will start going back up again. So just another reason why I need to get off the live stream. But yeah, I appreciate you guys coming out. Be on the lookout for my next live stream. I usually go live. If I'm not live early in the afternoon, I go live around this time. So yeah, be on the lookout for my live streams. And take a look at some of my TikTok videos and YouTube videos. If you don't get that much time, you can look at the YouTube shorts. But you'll find almost all my content on the Meet Damien YouTube channel here, which I'm trying to get some more people there. So if you TikTok guys, if you got a YouTube channel, go ahead and just, even if you don't use it, just go on YouTube and click subscribe to Meet Damien, and then you can come back and watch me on TikTok again. But I appreciate if I can get some more subscribers here on YouTube. Trying to get that to match the amount of subscribers that I have here on TikTok. You know, I got a lot more followers on TikTok. Not sure how that happened, but it happened that way. So here we are. I started both channels at the same time, but my TikTok just ended up being more successful here, I guess. But yeah, if you guys can go ahead and check me out on both TikTok and YouTube and hit that follow and subscribe button, I appreciate that. And then if something does happen, then you know, at least you got the other, you know, if something happens with TikTok, I got YouTube. If something happens with YouTube, I got TikTok. All right. And Mark had a question. Overbought means a short coming. Yeah. I mean, if I was on the charts and I saw this 1 minute starting to go below the 200 MA, I would have started shorting Bitcoin right here. But since I've been live streaming the past hour, I totally missed this. I would not be chasing the trade. I would probably be looking for longs on Bitcoin, if anything. Especially after we come down to the 15-minute and we're getting some support here on the 50 moving average on the 15-minute. I would be looking for longs, not shorts. But you can do whatever you decide to do, whatever you want to do with your money. I just like buying, you know, red candles, and I like selling green candles. That's how I normally trade, for the most part. And I like buying lower levels, and I like selling the tops. But yeah, that's going to be it for this live stream, guys. I will see you. I don't know, maybe tomorrow, or maybe Friday. We'll see. Take care, guys. Good luck trading and investing in whatever asset you decide to get into. Don't forget to hit that like button on the way out, guys.